Hello, it's Eric Lee again, August 2022. And this is part two to a video I just made just a little while ago. And I forgot to make some points. I got stuck on this part about the CMB zone where it was 383 thousand 383,000 years where the universe was forming. I can't remember how many seconds or whatever, or nanoseconds. I don't know the exact time instance they're talking about, but it's 383 years that this huge ball of raging fire of just matter was sitting there, and it was incredible temperatures. And in that type of environment, I would say it would be similar to like the singularity of a black hole. And what could have happened is during the formation of the CMB at that time, matter just became so hot that it just became pure energy, and that's when a lot of the seeds of string matter were formed. You could say it was like maybe even dark matter is like a soot type material. Who knows? Or maybe it's the same thing. It's just a wild idea. But anyway, this period of 383 um, uh, thousand years, which this huge ball of crazy energy at extreme temperatures. I don't know. I can't remember what they said the temperature rating was, but basically, yeah, it created these particles, and maybe as it expanded out, there were already maybe particles, as I said, seeded into the universe, which the Big Bang was exploding out into. And it just occurred to me after I made that other video, well, we were talking about the transference of this whole region of high pressure multiverse versus a low pressure multiverse here. Um, why, this this collapse of this multiverse would have happened through a pin-sized hole, just allowing this rush of matter, this explosion to come in. And I was thinking, well, hey, this Bohr's model of the atom, it says that, um, um, when the electron is at the lower levels of going around the nucleus, of course, this will start spinning faster because it's a lesser diameter, and that builds up more energy. And not only would that have affected the pressurization of the multiverse that was, hiding up here, or it necessarily wasn't just hiding up anywhere. It was just maybe in the same space. It just emerged out from this sea of particles, and it's just a cycle that goes over and over again. Is basically what I'm saying. But basically, when this was a very primitive sea of particles, um, it's seen through. I think Fermilab said this, observed this, where basically energy was being converted into electrons, and then electrons formed into protons, and all sorts of strange things were occurring. And then I thought, well, wait a minute. If you have a sea of not only these crazy particles of energy that can turn into electrons and then into protons and then eventually into the simplest atom, the hydrogen atom, and they started squeezing together. And as I said, they squeezed together so that the energy, potential energy of this hydrogen atom became greater, and uh, maybe it made a thermal change, because of the sheer speed of rotation is occurring at the time. But then I thought, well, what if um, uh, one of those string particles or energy particles that we were speaking about that turns into electrons and protons. What if a proton, which hadn't completely developed into an atom of hydrogen, what if it had basically collided into the center nucleus of this giant mass of like the biggest mass of hydrogen cloud you could imagine? Well, would that create like the biggest hydrogen bomb ever known in the universe? So it was just something crazy that just occurred to me, and maybe that was what was happening as it entered from this higher state of energy in this high pressures, positive pressure zone into this negative pressure zone, and it basically yeah, it looked like a pinhole, or size of a pin, you might say, and um, it basically turned into this crazy hydrogen bomb explosion, perhaps. But in the 383,000 years, it created this. It just annihilated everything into the basic energy forms at the time. And then when it started cooling down, as they say, it started coagulating back into the more solid forms like atoms and molecules. So I just wanted to clarify that. And then um, uh, another thing that I wanted to point out was he's a very famous guy. I see him on another YouTube channel. A very, very prominent man. He always hosts some of the most prominent physicists on YouTube. And he said about the Big Bang that it happened everywhere and that there's no center of the Big Bang in one perspective. And if that is the case, then it must be that exactly it was a multiverse emergence or leak down or whatever you want to call it of heavy gases forming from smaller energy particles, or just pure energy turning into um, you know electrons and then into protons and into atoms and so forth and so on. And so that's the only thing that would make sense why if the universe, as I said, is 93 billion light years across, but yet the age of the universe has only been measured to be 42 billion years old. And too many physics students say, well, why do we see stars like way out past 42 billion light years away? Well, that's because with these string particles and the gases that they form, uh, you would have them forming way out here, over here, everywhere, and maybe you'll find that later with even this new telescope, the Webb telescope. Maybe they'll even find galaxies and stars that uh, further go out past 93 billion light years. So then, how are you going to explain that? Uh, Other than the fact that there must be a multiverse um, leak down or emergence occurring through this string matter, um, or pure energy in a very strange state of non-detection right now. So I just wanted to present this idea again because it's very peculiar. And the second part is um, he also said that um, uh, it happened everywhere, and then he said that there is no center of the Big Bang. You can't really detect it. And he said that it's possible maybe to detect it, but then you would have to kind of like, okay, if this is like a cutaway of the universe and this is like a bowl shape, you would have to take a galaxy that had, you know, he showed like it kind of in a circular motion going into spiral, and then in the center would be where the origin of the Big Bang occurred, and I was like, that just is peculiar, and I can't remember the point of that video, and I was thinking, well, I could explain it through my theory of multiverse leak down if that could be considered. But I can't remember the point of his video exactly. It was so late at night when I was watching it, but I just wanted to point out that, yeah, there are some peculiarities um, that they can't explain with the current model. But I think if in terms of if you see it with the multiverse and I guess quantum gravity theory is also getting a handle on this maybe, and maybe my humble crazy mind can put some small insight into this if they haven't already considered this. I don't know. But anyway, I just wanted to add this part to it, and I thought it was just something interesting, just an idea. Uh, and anyway, I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you for listening. Um, uh, and the time video is coming up pretty soon, real soon, real soon. Okay, bye bye.